I think one of the most rewarding aspects is to realize how many advocates and community-oriented people are working within the federal government. Some people joked with me and said, oh, you're going over to the dark side, to the federal government. But what I realized is within a number of different agencies, there really are terrific people committed to seeing how we can seize this opportunity and make the most. And knowing that this administration really is committed to seeing how to strengthen communities, to help individuals develop their full potential. And so what I've really enjoyed is being able to launch a number of collaborative initiatives with individuals that I know in other federal agencies, and see how together we can really do a lot more than our own agencies could do individually. One of the things I realized when I was involved in advocacy was the need to really be prepared when you went to meet with someone, whether it's someone on Capitol Hill or whether it's someone who's a government official. And to bring not only the complaints and concerns, but to bring solutions, and to bring information, bring data, bring anecdotes. Stories are so critical, and bring suggestions, recommendations for concrete steps to improve things. So now being on the side as a government employee, again, I meet a lot with stakeholders. I meet with individuals representing different NGOs or other offices. And I'm on the other side where I can really appreciate what a difference that makes when I meet with someone. When they come and they have done some research, they've developed some good reports or papers, they bring concrete stories from communities that really demonstrate why changes are necessary and how those solutions could be pursued. Then I have an opportunity from within federal government to take that information and really lift it up. And I got to tell you, it is significant what a difference it makes to hear from stakeholders, and it helps government officials to prioritize things. There's always a number of different priorities, but when you hear from stakeholders, and I'm able to sort of may perhaps be a bridge to community stakeholders, and then work together, but from the government side, to really move forward with potential implementation of solutions. So I can definitely understand those concerns, and as a mother myself of one child in college and two on the way, I can also see it now from the parent's perspective. And on the other hand, I think investing in our education is so critical. So I think that's the first thing, is to realize that it's an investment, just like someone might invest in a house or a car or what have you. There are a lot of scholarships that may be available, but also, for example, when I went to law school at NYU Law, they had a public service program, the Ruth Tilden program, scholarship program, which has really been enhanced, that covers full tuition for 20 law students who are committed to using their law degree in public service. And like NYU, there are many other law schools that have developed those types of public interest scholarships. And certainly there are more programs now in a number of law schools that will even forgive someone's debt over time if they're engaged in public service. And under the Obama administration as well, some of those provisions have been strengthened, loan forgiveness programs for those who are engaged in public service. So it's really important to do the research and look into that, not automatically think that it's not within one's reach, and develop a plan that will enable you to pursue higher education, because it really opens so many doors. It's a very valuable investment, not just for yourself and your family, but for our communities. The reality is we need a lot more Latinas doing this work. And when I learned that Latinas were only 7% of the federal government, I couldn't believe it, considering that Latinos are 17% of the population, and yet only 7% of federal government employees. That's a real detriment. Our community needs to be there. And so I think pursuing higher education that will enable one to seek those opportunities is a real valuable contribution to our communities. I think the only thing else I want to add is the importance of always giving back, of always being connected to our communities, regardless of what position one might be in, and to also realize that there's so much to always learn. Like, sometimes people use the term experts, but I feel like we're always learning, right? So I think it's important to learn also from people in the community, and not to think that someone has to necessarily have a college degree to have something very valuable to contribute as community leaders. So to see a lot of the strength and the wisdom in all different aspects of our community, and make sure that we're lifting the voices of those individuals to really be present and to shape the way policies and programs and really are developed, and to believe in a future that can continue to improve with the input of everyone who can contribute to that.